Hey guys, we are back with some more Edmonton Oilers franchise mode, and in this one, we are going to get into the offseason, and the Stanley Cup champions are the New York Rangers, and the Calder Cup champions are the Providence Bruins. So let us check out the awards before we do anything else. So obviously the Cup goes to the Rangers, the President's Trophy goes to the Canadiens, and it was the Rangers versus the Golden Knights in the final. The player awards, Art Ross goes to Crosby. The Hart goes to Crosby. Norris goes to Drew Doughty. Lady Byng goes to Patrick Kane. Calder goes to Svitov of the Devils, the franchise potential. He went first overall last year. That makes sense. Conn Smythe goes to Henrik Lundqvist. There you go, Rangers fans. That's what you all been waiting for. Vezina goes to Marc-Andre Fleury. Jennings goes to Binnington. Masterton goes to Brandon Carlo. Selke goes to Bergeron. Ted Lindsay Award goes to Crosby, and the Maurice Richard Alex Ovechkin. Now we're going to check out the playoff tree, and the Rangers won 5 games over the Golden Knights. So the Golden Knights to their second Stanley Cup final within 3 years. Pretty impressive. And Vegas beat Dallas in the Western Conference final, and the Rangers beat Rangers South, aka Tampa Bay, in 5 games as well. So the Rangers, they look like, oh yeah, they had an easy route to the Cup as they swept the Blue Jackets. They beat Philly in 6. They beat the Lightning in 5, and then they beat the Vegas Golden Knights in 5 as well. So not a single series for them, 1-7. Very impressive run for them. And now that that is out of the way, let's get to the draft. And there's the draft lottery. Detroit has won the draft lottery. Obviously, we weren't a part of it since we were in the playoffs this year. But it looks, I think our pick's going to be probably 16, 17, 18, somewhere around there, just since we lost in the first round. So we'll see who is available with our pick. I don't think there's going to be any medium elites because I checked the draft list, the draft class before I started recording, and I only saw medium elites within the first, top 12 picks. So it might be a rough draft this year, but there is a lot of depth compared to last year, at least in terms of how well our scouts scouted everything. So Hossa, Cullen, Derek Roy, Stempniak, Upshall, Booth, Bernier, Fair, Orpik, Oduya, Polak, Cody McLeod, Hendricks, Jones, Ryan Jones, I should probably specify. There's tons of Joneses, obviously. Mark Stewart, Butler, Steckel, Krebs, Stoner, all retiring. And there you go. Goaltenders, Nicholas Backstrom is retiring. Gustafsson, Holmquist, Layton, Fast, McKenna. Okay. So, getting into the draft now, and Marian Hossa, Lee Stempniak, Clayton Stoner, and Mark Stewart are all scouts now. Okay, so we are picking, as we go over to our pick, we're picking 18th figures. So we're going to see who the top 5 are. We're going to sim pick by pick here. I wouldn't imagine there's any way we'd be able to trade for any of these, because Detroit, Vancouver, yeah, those both look like teams that need the top 2 picks, but maybe Washington would be able to give up their pick. Yes, they do want to give it up. What could I do here? There's not much that I want to trade is the problem. You could always trade someone like Wisniewski and then Engeland and maybe Yamamoto if it's a really good prospect available at 3rd. So if we check the draft class here, who would be available at 3? I'd imagine someone at least half decent. So it's Lafreniere, Carter, Morrison. So one of these 2 will be available. An elite defenseman in Bill Morrison. He looks solid. A minus, A minus, A minus, A minus, B. And then Craig Carter, he's pretty much NHL ready right now. But then again, we have our top 6 forwards pretty much set. So I think I'm going to wait to see what happens with these first 2 picks with Detroit and Vancouver, because I know for a fact those 2 teams would not want to trade their picks. So Lafreniere does indeed go to Detroit, and Vancouver will take Carter. He is an 81 power forward. So the Washington Capitals, what kind of situation are they in? Are they still contenders? Yeah, they're still champions, so they do want to, indeed, it would make sense why they would want to give that pick up, but they would probably want veterans back. And they want Puljujärvi. I'm not giving him up. I'm not giving Nuge up. Clefbaum they want Larson, they want Nurse, Dzingel, Gagne, Benning, Ratty, basically all of our veteran NHLers. They do want Yamamoto as well. But I don't think I'd be willing to, what is going on here? I don't think I would want to give up Yamamoto just yet. I want to see what he turns out to be. And we have the 18th pick. Is there anything that we can give up to try to get this pick? I don't think so. Again, we're not in a position where we could be really giving up too many assets just to get a high pick. Yeah, I don't see that happening. As much as I would like to try to make it work with, you know, how Washington wants to give it up, there's not much that I want to give up that Washington would want. So we're gonna let them sim pick, and they will take indeed Morrison. So we're going to sim a couple more picks here just to see who goes. Then Josh Lawrence will go to the Colorado Avalanche, and the Florida Panthers will be taking Svedberg, Nicholas Svedberg, 79 overall. So Ottawa got shafted. It looks like they got pick number 6, and we are just gonna sim up to our pick. So let's see who is available. And there's Chorney, there's Sumal, there is Kruger, Simon Tyvel, LaRose. So yeah, no medium elites it doesn't look like. We'll sort by potential here, and yeah, there's no one who stands out as a medium elite. There are some low elites, as usual. Suglobov, Bufflin, Radulov, Osgood, and Shirokov. So if we take a look at these guys in terms of their grades, I think out of all those guys, I like Suglobov the best. But none of these guys are going until the hundreds, so we may as well see what else is available here. Sumal, A, B-, B-, C, C, C. Another winger, pretty much the same kind of deal as Kyler Yamamoto, it looks like, except maybe, yeah, definitely more physically built. He's 6'3". So he might not be a bad pick. Par Kruger, B, B, B-, C, C, C. Like Claude Giroux, top 6 forward. Let's see, LaRose. A, B-, B-, C, C, C. So effectively a smaller version of Sumal. Yeah. And beyond LaRose, we have another Homer apparently. Darcy Homer, the defensive defenseman, 6'5". Jeez. So apparently this game likes generating homers or something. I don't know. Jamie Drysdale is available at 34. Then 35, Connor McLennan. He's got good senses. A- for senses. Yeah, so I think we're going to be taking someone up here. And it's not going to be anyone going outside the first round, so we're not going to reach for anybody, really. For me, it'd either be Sumal, Kruger, or LaRose. I'm going to call a timeout. I haven't exactly made up my mind yet. I was just talking a lot there. I wasn't exactly processing anything. So we're going to go back into here and see the differences between these guys. Statistical differences and differences in, you know, their attribute grades, stuff like that. So Sumal, 25 goals, 37 assists in the U.S. Central League, 1802 of ice time. Par Kruger, 10 goals, 11 assists, 1526 of ice time in the SHL. So against much stronger competition there. And Kenneth LaRose in Liga, 9 goals, 9 assists, 1334 ice time. So it looks like Kruger would be the best overall, at least in terms of what the ice time is saying, but in terms of what the attribute grades are saying, it looks like LaRose and Sumal are better, more ready for the NHL right now. I'm going to be taking Javon Sumal here. Welcome to the Edmonton Oilers. 66 overall, not bad. So hopefully he can turn it to something pretty quickly, although He's obviously got people ahead of him on our depth chart when it comes to wingers. Kyler Yamamoto, he's at a 77 right now, so there's other guys who we can look forward to jumping into the NHL sooner than him. So let's get to our next pick, and that would be round number 3. So yeah, I forgot we traded our second rounder there. I believe that was to get Mitch Marner. So we'll sort by potential once again, and I don't really see anybody. There's Lokhtianov, Valeri Lokhtianov, medium top 6, 6'5" center. But it looks like he's a ways away from the NHL. 0 points in 18 games in Russia. C, C minus, C minus, D minus, D, D. And up here we have Suglobov in Russia. 30 games played, 1 goal, 3 assists. And B minus, B minus, C minus, D minus, D, D. Ian Bufflin, we don't have an exact reading on him for his attribute grades. 11 goals and 19 assists in 62 games in the U.S. Central, so he's a defensive defenseman there. Radulov, 2 assists in 21 games played in Russia. C, C, C minus, D minus, D, D minus. And Mike Osgood, don't have an exact reading on his grades. 13 goals, 33 assists in 53 games in the U.S. Central. Yuri Shirokov, 2 goals and 1 assist in 22 games in Russia. C, C minus, C minus, E, C, D. I think here the pick has got to be Ruslan Suglobov. He's got the 2 B minuses for shooting and puck skills. He's a little bit more NHL ready than everybody else, so we're going to make this pick. Welcome to the Edmonton Oilers. 56 overall, so we might be waiting a bit on him, we might not. Depends on his growth pattern. Those low elites, they can tend to, jump to the NHL in one season, or they might not make it at all. So, sim to the next user pick. We have 2 4th-round picks back-to-back. So maybe a couple of low elites in there. So since Ian Bufflin is a gem, and because he's a defensive defenseman who we might be able to use in the future, we are going to be taking him. Welcome to the Edmonton Oilers, and we have another pick back-to-back here. And I think we're going to take that other gem low elite that I saw in Shirokov. Yeah, I do like his attribute grades. C, C minus, C minus, E, C minus, D. So I don't like his skating. But most of everything else about him is better than these guys, I'm pretty sure. So you know what? Here we're just going to take Artem Radulov. And we'll make the pick. 54 overall. Low elite. Not bad. And we have another 4th here. So we may as well take another low elite, because that's really all that's left. Everything else, not really great. When you take a look here, low top 9, medium top 6, fringe starter, medium bottom 6. So all that's left is Osgood and Shirokov. We may as well take Osgood in hopes that Shirokov is still there by the time we pick next. So there you go. Welcome to the Edmonton Oilers, Osgood, and our 5th-round pick. We'll see if Shirokov is still there. He should be. He should be. Yes, he is. Very nice. We will take Yuri Shirokov. Welcome to the Edmonton Oilers. And that's really about it in terms of guys who we have scouted. Everything else will pretty much just be a shot in the dark here, it looks like. So let's go for Olli Rantanen here. He's playing in the Liga. He's got the 2-bar medium top 4, so let's take him, see what he turns out to be. And send him to our next pick. I believe we still have a couple more picks to go, or a few more picks to go, actually. I think we traded for a 6th or 2. We'll take the guaranteed low top 9 now. And going, yeah, another 6. See what we have here. There's a fringe starter in Albert. There's Fleischer, too. Yeah, we'll take Fleischer. Might be a low top 6. Probably not, but we'll see. Going to our 7th, I believe this is. Or someone's 7th. I don't know. I highly doubt we were 29. Yeah, this is probably not our 7th. But let's take Albert. There's a chance he could be a starter. So we're going to go for him and see what happens. There you go, 52 overall. We'll see what his potential is soon, I suppose. And there is the entry draft. So, Sumal, Suglobov, Bufflin, Radulov, Osgood, Shirokov, Rantanen, Summers, Fleischer, and Albert. Welcome to the Edmonton Oilers. Now, we will go into the re-sign stage and see what contracts we have coming up. So goaltenders, we have Ward, Forsberg, and Rodrigue. So we'll sign Rodrigue because it can't hurt. Forsberg doesn't want to re-sign. Ward doesn't want to re-sign either, so we'll be releasing both of them. RFA goaltenders, we have none. And we have a bunch of RFA skaters and a bunch of UFA skaters. So we'll sign Ryan McLeod. There you go. Curry, we don't need. Lowe, we don't need. Gambardella, we don't need. Brodziak, he wasn't great this year. I would say we can release him. 17 points. He was pretty good at faceoffs, but he does turn over the puck more than what I would expect out of a fourth liner. And if you're a fourth liner on any of my teams, you have to have more takeaways than giveaways, which Brodziak for the past 2 seasons has not. He does hit. He's good at faceoffs, but he's just, those turnovers are not great. And in the playoffs this past season, he wasn't great with the faceoffs. He was better with the takeaway to giveaway ratio, but he doesn't look like, yeah, he's just not a part of this team long term. So we're going to release him. So as for Lindbergh, he doesn't want to re-sign, but he does want a minimal amount. And we have 20 mil in cap space. Who else do we have to sign besides Gagne, Ratty, and Larson? Nurse, Benning, honestly, I think we might be able to make this work. So how much does Ratty want? Ratty has dropped back down to an 80. So yeah, that was definitely statistical growth. I'm glad we didn't sign him to that. Yeah, because remember, he wanted I think it was a $4 or $5 million contract for multiple years, for 6 years last year. So I'm glad we did not do that. But that being said, Ratty was pretty good last year. 52 points. It wouldn't surprise me if he got another statistical jump. He was good with the takeaways to giveaways. He doesn't hit too much, but he made up for that in his scoring. So we're going to offer Ratty another contract. We're going to see what 1 year does for him. And we'll get him at 1.85. So that's a little bit more like it for Ratty. Now, Gagne, he is getting down there in terms of his potential. Now a bottom 6 forward, 30 years of age. But he did have a solid season last year. 39 points. So he wouldn't be bad to keep around. He's got a good takeaway to giveaway ratio. He's physical when he needs to be. So I think as a veteran presence, Sam Gagne would be pretty good to bring back. We'll get him at, we'll try to bring him back at 2.35 for 1 year. Johan Larson, now this guy was a surprise coming out of free agency. 35 points last year. Not the greatest takeaway to giveaway ratio, but he did get the scoring and the physicality to make up for it. So, and it wasn't that much of a difference. It's not like it was Brodziak's kind of numbers. So I do want to give another contract to Johan Larson here. We'll give him 1.5 for 1 year. Lindbergh, I'm going to wait on. RFAs, so Nurse, I would imagine, wants around 5 mil. Yeah, all right. So I would imagine this is his last year of being an RFA. Yeah, this is definitely his last year of being an RFA. So he's physical. He has below a 2-to-1 giveaway to takeaway ratio for a defenseman. That's pretty solid. And 27 points, 149 shots. So he does take shots on the net. 2 goals in the last year's playoffs. So yeah, we're gonna re-sign Darnell Nurse. It's just a matter of for how long that I need to figure out still. So we're gonna go down here and we're gonna re-sign some of these other RFAs. Hebig, Cave, I guess. Actually, yeah, we could use some of these guys as maybe injury replacements if we have to. So Cave, VC. Yeah, all these guys can be re-signed. Now, Caleb Jones, unfortunately, didn't grow last season, it looks like. 11 points in 79 games played. Above a 2-to-1 giveaway takeaway ratio. Only 33 hits. if we're going to be playing Jones next year, it might be in the minors, because I don't really like how he simmed. Ethan Bear, he actually went down, unfortunately. He started last year as an 80. He's now a 79. 11 points, 125 shots, 3 power play goals, 63 hits. I would definitely play him over Caleb Jones. So I think we'll be we'll re-sign Bear, but not for too long. What's his pro status currently at? He has 3 years. Okay, so he's coming off his entry level. So yeah, we'll give him, I would say 2 years at most. We'll try to go 1.3 for him. Jones, Benning, Nurse still left. I think Benning will re-sign as well. I don't like his giveaway to takeaway ratio. That's pretty significant there. 91 to 24. 112 hits. 15 points. How much does he want? 2.2. What if I go down to 1 year? I might be able to take him to 2.1. I'm going to hold off on betting for right now because I do want to sign Nurse first. So Darnell Nurse, I think I would sign. What if I take him up to... I think I want to take him up to 5 years because that's what matches Leon Draisaitl's contract. Draisaitl has 5 years left. So I think that's what I'm going to do for Darnell Nurse as well, just to keep things consistent. So Darnell Nurse, I'll give you 5 years at 5.1 and see how that works for you. Matt Benning, as I said, I'm going to hold off. I'm going to see how much cap we have after this next day of simulating. So I believe that would be it for right now. So we'll simulate 1 day. We'll see who we get. And we'll see how much, more importantly, how much cap space we have left. Larson, Gagne, Ratty, Cave, Nurse, Hebig, Bear, Lageson, VZ, McLeod, Rodrigue, all accept. All right, so how much are we at? We're at 11.1. UFAs, there's still Lindbergh, and then Benning and Jones are left. Okay, so I think I'll sign Benning, but it's not going to be any more than 1 year, because that takeaway to giveaway ratio is kind of ugly. So, actually, do I want to tender him? I might tender him. Well, we can get Jones on a two-way deal, so there's no harm in offering him, I suppose. And then as far as Lindbergh goes, he wants a minimum amount of money, so if we could get him if we could just get him on a two-way deal, that'd be great. So if he accepts that, good. If not, we'll release him. Matt Benning was not great last year. Let's just make that known. But, do I want to re-sign him? Not right now. I think what I'm going to do is tender him a qualifying offer on the 30th. Lindbergh rejected, so I'll just release him. But as for Benning, yeah, we're just going to tender him a qualifying offer because I want to see what's out there on July 1st. And if there's no defenseman who I really like, then we'll go back after Benning. But for right now, I want to explore our options, have as many options open as possible. And part of that includes not signing players that we aren't sure about. So for right now, we're just going to tender him a qualifying offer. There you go, Benning. And we will advance to July 1st. Okay, so as we go into free agency here, there's no one who I really want out of it. There's Tyler Myers, again. There's Justin Schultz. There's TJ Brody. But these guys weren't exactly great last year, especially Brody for how many points he usually gets. Only 15. Not really the kind of defenseman I'm looking for. Tyler Myers, he's great too, physically. 30 points. I'm not sure if he's worth overpaying for, as a 30-year-old especially. Justin Schultz, he's kind of, he's underproduced as well. 14 points. There's, at least in terms of defensemen, though, there's not much that I really want. But we are going to go into goaltenders here, and we are going to sign a backup. That'll be Peter Mrazek, and we're going to try to get him at 1.55 for 1 year. And that's it. That's honestly it for free agency, because there's nothing, once again, that I really want out of it. There's, as you probably saw, Nicholas Backstrom's there, but we don't need a center. We really don't. So, especially not an 88 overall center. I mean, we do need, you know, we do need centers for the third and fourth line, but that wouldn't be Nicholas Backstrom in any world. So we're going to make a trade here. We're going to be making a trade with the Colorado Avalanche. And they want to trade Tyson Barrie. 28 years of age, 87 overall on a 5-year contract. That's a good contract for Tyson Barrie, as look at the amount of points he gets. 54, 46 last year as well. So he looks like a pretty good simulator that we could put alongside of Bowen Byram for years to come. Well, maybe not years to come, but, you know, for at least a few years, he'll be good alongside of Bowen Byram. And this team, basically every year is an opportunity to win with McDavid and Draisaitl and Marner on the team. Puljujarvi's getting better. And, you know, we really just need to improve our defensive core. That's about it. Robin Leonard was pretty solid last year. So if we could build on everything that we did last year, we should be good to go. But in order to trade for Barrie, obviously, we'd have to give up quite a bit. And I think I might have a package together. I'm not entirely sure if it's going to go through, but we'll try it. Engeland, he was the draft pick of ours last year. We just have so many right-winger prospects now. Yamamoto, Wisniewski, Sumal. He's kind of the odd man out when it comes to overall anyway. 63 overall compared to these guys, 66, 68, 77. And then Holmstrom will also be going the other way. Again, too many right-winger prospects. And Benning will be going the other way as well. So I'm glad that we haven't signed him as of yet. And then we will also be sending one of those low elites the other way. Radulov, 54 overall. He might grow really fast like some of those low elites do. Some of them don't. I'm going to hope that he doesn't by sending him the other way. And we're also going to be giving up a second round pick here. Now this is quite a bit of value, but for who we're getting, I think this might all be worth it, especially if this helps out the first line in terms of scoring. You know, Connor McDavid only had 69 points last year, I believe, is what it was. And Tyson Barrie is definitely going to help out our scoring, and he's on a pretty solid contract for an 87 overall as well. He's, I would say, a borderline top 2 defenseman, so we're definitely going to be playing alongside of Oscar Klefbom next year, and hopefully eventually Bowen Byram. So proposed trade rejected, too far off. Okay, so we're not even close here. I thought that might work, but apparently not, because they want most of it, right? And they want to give up Barrie, so I thought it might work, but yeah, we're apparently still quite a ways away. Do I want to give up the first? No, I do not. I don't. I'm not giving up the first. Not yet. Not with this team. I might be able to give up Skinner. Here's the thing. Again, this is why I didn't want to trade for the 3rd overall pick from Washington, because there's not much we can give up. Evan Bouchard, I'm not giving up. No way. Bowen Byram, definitely not. Yamamoto, probably not either. Again, this is the biggest package I think I'm willing to give up. So, we're gonna have to, trash that trade for right now. I thought we would go for it because, you know, we do need a good offensive defenseman, but at the same time, I don't want to give up that much value for a guy like Tyson Barrie. So, I mean, it's a different story for someone like Mitch Marner, because Marner was 22 at the time that we traded for him. And, you know, he was obviously an RFA, so that might have lowered his value a little bit for Toronto. And, you know, we got him at a decent package for the player that he is, but I don't think I'm willing to go quite that far for Tyson Barrie. So, I mean, he would definitely give our backhand a boost in terms of point scoring, but I definitely do not want to give up that much value that Colorado was asking for, because the most I was willing to give up is what was on the screen at the time. You know, Egeland, Holmstrom, Benning the second, and Radulov. That's basically what I was willing to give up, and we were not even close. So I think I'm going to call it here, because there's really no one who, once again, in free agency, who I would want to overpay for. And Tyson Barrie is great, I would have loved to get my hands on him, but I'm not, again, I didn't want to go too far with that trade. So I want your guys' input. Should we go after that Tyson Barrie trade, or should we try to go after it again? That's the question. Because Barrie, obviously really good offensively. He would help us out tremendously, but is the value going the other way worth it? So let me know, and I will see you guys in the next one.